हाय फ्रेंड्स, मेरा नाम है विवेक शर्मा और आप मुझे देख रहे हैं ईवा टीवी पे। आज हमारे साथ जो एक हस्ती हैं वो बहुत आई वुड से ही इज़ वेरी स्पेशल बिकॉज़ इनका जो व्यक्तित्व है वो कुछ ऐसा है कि बहुत डायनेमिक है, लेकिन आपको ऐसा देख के उनको लगेगा नहीं बिकॉज़ वो बहुत सिंपल डाउन टू अर्थ हैं। इनका नाम है विजय विजय भट्ट। अगर मैं आपको इनके बारे में बताऊंगा तो आप हैरान रह जाएंगे। विजय का बैकग्राउंड कुछ ऐसा है कि विजय इज ब्रॉट अप इन मुंबई एंड ये जेवियर्स इंस्टीट्यूट में पढ़े हुए हैं, जेवियर्स कॉलेज, दैट्स व्हाट इट इज कॉल्ड। एंड देन विजय ने जो फील्ड चूज करा वो एक बहुत डायनेमिक फील्ड है, दैट इज एडवर्टाइजिंग। एंड एडवर्टाइजिंग में भी विजय ने बहुत सारे काम करे हैं। एंड उसके बाद फिर इन्होंने एक ऐसा करियर चूज किया जिसकी एक्चुअली हमारे समाज को, हमारे इंडस्ट्री को बहुत ज़रूरत है। वो है कॉर्पोरेट ट्रेनिंग और लीडरशिप कोचिंग। बिकॉज अगर हमारे यहाँ आप देखेंगे तो इंडिया एक ऐसा कंट्री है जहाँ पे बहुत सारे स्टार्टअप्स आते रहे हैं शुरू से ही। आज हम बात करते हैं स्टार्टअप्स की, लेकिन स्टार्टअप्स का ज़माना बहुत पहले से रहा है। सो आइए जानते हैं विजय से इस इकोसिस्टम के बारे में और ज़्यादा, एंड विजय के बारे में भी। विजय, वेलकम टू द शो।
थैंक यू सो मच विवेक, थैंक यू। वेल, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं सबसे माफ़ी चाहता हूँ क्योंकि मेरी हिंदी उतनी अच्छी नहीं है। So you have to excuse me, I will speak mostly in English and I will request Vivek to translate in Hindi
Sure.
as and when required. So to introduce myself, as Vivek said, I am born and brought up in Mumbai. I studied in St. Xavier's College. After that, I stumbled into this field called advertising and I loved it. I spent 21 years with one company only, which was Ogilvy and Mather, which is a famous advertising agency. And I was very lucky because Ogilvy gave me the chance to do many different things in my career. So when I was very young, I was sent to Bangalore to head the Bangalore office. When I came back to Bombay, I was given some national roles. Then I was sent to Singapore to Ogilvy in Asia Pacific, where I was doing a big regional job. Obviously, it was not easy for me, but I seem to have done it well because then I was transferred to London to do a big global job. And I was outside the country for about 10 years. And at the end of those 10 years, I faced a very severe setback. I had a big health crisis. Basically, I had cancer. And I had to make a decision after that, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? It took me about 2 years to realize that I could no longer really be good at a corporate career. So I decided to shift away from being a business handler, being a profit manager, and I decided to get into the field of human resource, talent, and leadership. Then we came back to India and I set up a small leadership firm based in Bangalore, which I ran for about 12 or 13 years. So that was my second career. The first career was about 25 years in advertising. The second career was about 13 years in leadership. And for the last 1 year, what I'm doing now is actually to bring some of my learnings from the advertising industry and from the leadership industry to do something for cancer. So right now, I am a cancer coach and I am helping people who are going through cancer and their families to deal with the suffering that cancer causes. So that's a little bit of an introduction about myself.
Let me thank Vijay for this nice introduction. Actually आपने मेरा काम कर दिया बट एनीवेज जो काम विजय आज कर रहे हैं एक अपने आप में एक बहुत अनूठा काम है। बिकॉज सब लोग ये करने की चाहत रखते हैं, बट बहुत सारे लोग नहीं कर पाते हैं चाह कर भी। सो आई मीन वी विश विजय अ वेरी गुड लक।
Thank you.
एंड वी आर ऑलवेज विद हिम एंड हिज टीम। सो कमिंग बैक टू आवर पॉइंट, एक्चुअली आज हम विजय से कुछ एक चीज़ों के बारे में जानेंगे। बिकॉज आपने जैसे कि अभी विजय से सुना, इनका जो करियर है एक तो हो गया कॉरपोरेट का करियर जो कि करीब करीब 20 साल था। ओके उसके बाद से फिर लीडरशिप ट्रेनिंग, एंड देन अभी एक ऐसा काम जो कि शायद बहुत कम एजेंसीज या बहुत कम ऐसे सेंटर्स हैं जो इस तरह से स्ट्रक्चर्ड मैनर में सारा काम करते हैं। सो हमें थोड़ा सा ये बताइए कि ये जो आइडियाज़ हैं लाइक आइडिया आज प्रैक्टिकल सिचुएशन ऐसा है ना कि हम सुबह वॉशरूम में भी जाते हैं ना तो हमें 3 आइडियाज़ आ जाते हैं। बट वो सारे आइडियाज़ कोई भी आई मीन इट्स 0.0000% ऑफ द आइडियाज़ क्रिएटेड एवरी डे दे कन्वर्ट इनटू द बिज़नेस। सो किसी आइडिया को बिज़नेस में या एक सेलेबल प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस में कैसे कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं?
That's a very good question, and it's the question that most entrepreneurs and most startups really struggle with. See, in my experience, what I have seen is, as Vivek said, that everybody has ideas, right? There's no shortage of ideas. But for an idea to survive, for an idea to become something that will last for a long time, it needs more than just the idea itself. And what I've learned in my advertising career and also in my leadership career is that ultimately the idea requires to find what I call fertile ground in the mind and heart of the consumer. So if you think of an idea like a seed, beej,
Correct.
right? That beej, that seed must fall on fertile ground. When it falls on fertile ground, it can sprout. If there is no fertile ground, however many seeds you have, wherever you put the seeds, nothing is going to happen to them.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, what is the fertile ground? The fertile ground is the mind and the heart of the consumer.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So, even if you have an idea which, let us say, meets the need of a consumer.
Right.
Let's say you decide that I'm going to make some coffee mugs, right? And my coffee mugs are going to be made out of, let's say, environmentally friendly material. That's my idea.
Right.
Right?
Correct.
It's a good idea.
Yes.
But unless there is fertile ground in the heart and mind of the consumer who believes that consuming things we now need to do with more of an environmental consciousness, this idea is never going to succeed. So for any idea to be saleable and scalable, the first thing is, does it meet a real need? Question 1.
That's a very valid thing. I think कई बार ऐसा होता है कि हाइपोथेसिस होती है कि अगर हम ऐसा कुछ कर लेंगे तो बहुत बड़ा सक्सेस हो जाएगा, रातों रात हम अमीर बन जाएंगे. इट हैपेंस, यू नो. सो इट्स अ बहुत अच्छा एक पॉइंट है जो विजय ने बताया कि रियल नीड को वो आइडेंटिफाई करना चाहिए और उसको एड्रेस करना चाहिए.
Second thing is that some needs are very rational. Right? You can say, okay, ये problem है, ये solution है, ये मच्छर है, ये good night है. Okay? Right. There is a clear reason and solution between the problem and what you are offering. But the beauty is that consumers are human beings. Right? We don't make our decisions on a rational basis.
Correct.
We make all our decisions on an emotional basis.
मम्मी ने बोल दिया तो लेना है.
Right?
Right.
So, when you are identifying this need that we talked about, we have to understand what is the emotional driver of that need. Right? Now, take the same coffee mug which is going to be made in an environmentally friendly thing. Is the need that I want to contribute my little bit to the environment? Is my need that I want to feel good about doing something that is progressive? Is my need that I want to set a good example to my children?
Correct.
Is the need that I want to save the scarce resources of my country? These are all different needs.
Absolutely.
And these are all emotional needs. Now, identifying which is that need for which my particular product or service is really going to be connected is the secret. And this requires quite a lot of work to be done to understand the consumer. That is the first C.
Awesome.
Understand the competition, because other people may be offering similar kinds of solutions or products or services, which is the second C. And the third is your company. The third C, which is, do you have a healthy organization that can produce and that can market and that can deliver this product over many years? So if these three things are in place,
Right.
consumer, competition and company, then there is a chance that you can succeed.
बहुत खूबसूरती से आपने ये चीज़ बताई एंड थैंक्स फॉर दिस. आई थिंक ये ट्रिपल सी इज़ वेरी वेरी, इट कनेक्ट्स एंड एक एक क्रिस्टलाइज्ड मैनर में एक हमें बहुत इंसाइट देती है. अच्छा विजय, कमिंग टू दिस कंपनी, लाइक आइडिया, ठीक है, आई मीन इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे काम किया जा सकता है एंड इवन द सेकंड सी विच यू मेंशन, दैट आल्सो टू एन एक्सटेंट इट कैन बी वर्कड ऑन इंडिविजुअल लेवल. बट जब हम कंपनी लेवल की बात करते हैं, जहाँ पे कॉम्पिटेंस कैपेबिलिटी हमारी होती है कि हम उस आइडिया को कंज्यूमर तक पहुँचा सकते हैं कि नहीं, कैसे पहुँचा सकते हैं, आई एम श्योर दैट आप मेरे से अग्री करेंगे कि इट रिक्वायर्स एन इकोसिस्टम. ना वो इकोसिस्टम बनाए तो बनाए कैसे? क्योंकि जो भी एंटरप्रेन्योर होता है, जो भी बड़ी आज जो भी कॉर्पोरेट कंपनीज जो हम देखते हैं, कभी ना कभी कहीं ना कहीं एक स्टार्टअप हुआ करती थी, उन लोगों ने भी बनाया है. सो ऐसा क्या है जो हमें एक अच्छा, रेदर ये आइडिया जहाँ से शुरू हुआ उसको एक बिजनेस आइडिया में कन्वर्ट करके उसको एक सस्टेनेबल बिजनेस मॉडल बनाने में हेल्प करे?
If you talk to successful startups, right, they will almost always tell you that the first idea that they had and the idea that they took to market, there was a big difference.
Agree to a large extent.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is happening in this process? What is happening is that, as I said, they are checking out whether the seed and the soil are matching or not. If they find that the seed and the soil are not matching, you make a modification to the seed. And then you try again.
Okay.
And then you make another modification to the seed. And then you try again. And through this process of trial and error, you arrive at a good model of what is likely to work in that particular segment and in that market. Now, in modern language, this is called design thinking.
Okay.
Right? Design thinking means understand what the consumer's needs are, create products, prototype quickly, get constant feedback, keep modifying, keep improving. This is the technical way of looking at it. But
Right.
from a simple standpoint, you are doing trial and error. And so what you may find is that your first idea and the idea with which you go to market, there may be a big gap, and you must be open to that.
दैट्स वेरी वैलिड पॉइंट एक्चुअली. लोग कई बार उनको ये तो पता होता है कि आई मीन पता नहीं क्यों हम इंडियंस ना बहुत इमोशनल होकर बैठ जाते हैं. नहीं, हम तो ऐसे ही करेंगे, हम तो यही करेंगे, ये हमने सोचा था और हम यही करेंगे, हमारा कॉपीराइट है इस पे. बट एनीवेज.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this, that for an entrepreneur or for a startup, you must have conviction in your idea. You can't be doing different things all the time. Then you will scatter your resources. But there comes a time when you realize that, you know, this idea in this shape, in this form is not catching. So now I have to do something about it.
Okay. So we have to be open कि अगर ये काम नहीं करेगा तो हम उसमें चेंजेस लाने के लिए रेडी रहें.
Correct, exactly.
सो अभी जैसा कि आपने बताया कि ये एक तरीका है और ये एक मोटा मोटी एक फ्रेमवर्क है जिसके इर्द गिर्द एक अच्छी कंपनी तैयार होती है, या एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप टू बिजनेस में जो लोग कदम रखते हैं. सो अब यहाँ पे जब हम एक लेवल आगे बढ़ जाते हैं तो उसके बाद टीम की बहुत ज़रूरत होती है. सो बहुत सारे स्टार्टअप्स फेल होते हैं या सक्सीड होते हैं बिकॉज उनके साथ में बहुत सारे लोग जुड़े होते हैं. लाइक देर आर वेरियस एग्जाम्पल्स जहाँ पे बड़े बड़े लोगों ने इन्वेस्टमेंट करी होती है, बड़े बड़े लोग एडवाइजर्स होते हैं, उसके बाद भी कंपनी चलती नहीं है. क्यों ऐसा? एंड ये जो लोग होते हैं ये कौन से पेड़ पे उगते हैं और कौन सी खाई में पाए जाते हैं, कौन से समुंदर में पाए जाते हैं, उनको कैसे पकड़ के लाया जाए?
A very good question, Vivek. From my understanding, from some of the reading that I have done, everyone knows that 9 out of 10 startups will fail. Right?
You're scaring us.
But that's the reality. That's the reality, right? We can't hide from that.
Correct.
If you ask me, out of those 9 startups which fail, I believe that maybe 7 startups fail not because the product is wrong or the technology is outdated, They fail because the relationships between the founders are not strong.
Oh,
That's my experience,
yes.
right?
Mhm.
So if the relationships between the founders are not strong, then all kinds of confusing things start to happen in the company.
Mhm.
So therefore, to answer your question, before bringing a team on board, the core team that starts the project, right, the founders themselves,
Right.
the core team, that relationship has to be strong. Now, the reason why it is tricky is because you want people with different experience but with the same values.
Absolutely correct.
Right?
Yep.
If you have the same values and the same experience, then you're duplicating each other.
True.
If you have different experience and different values, you're constantly going to fight.
Absolutely.
So how do you find people who have different experience, different expertise? So let's say there is a technology expert. Let's say there's a financial expert. Let's say there's a business development expert. Let's say there is a supply chain expert. These are different experiences and expertises.
Yep.
But they must have the same values. Right? For example, somebody's value may be कि यार 3 साल में हम लोग पैसे बना के बेच के निकल जाएंगे.
Correct.
Somebody's value may be, no, I'm going to build an institution that will outlast me. 20 years later, I may be gone, but my institution will still be there. Right? Now, these are two conflicting values. Right? Or somebody may say, look, I see myself as being in the B2B space. And somebody else might say, I see myself being in the B2C space. Now, immediately there is going to be an issue.
Correct.
Right? So the challenge for any startup is, how do you bring together a group of people whose expertise is complementary, but whose values are closely aligned?
Okay.
Now, most founders don't spend time and effort doing this because they are in a hurry.
Agree.
Two people meet in a bar and say कि यार कुछ करते हैं, ये idea है. Let's start. अरे कंपनी रजिस्टर करने में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? Let's do it. Let's start. We'll figure it out. Right? Sometimes it works.
Yep.
But in a majority of cases, unless that relationship has been invested in, and until there is a real alignment of values, right, I don't think that it is going to work. So in my experience, values is as important as vision.
Correct. Now, it's rightly said, values, because ये कैसा होता है कि वैल्यू जो चीज़ होती है वो आपका कैरेक्टर दर्शाता है. लाइक कि जैसे आपने बताया कि मेरे को 3 साल में कंपनी बना के खड़ी करके बेच देनी है, उसके बाद फिर निकल जाना है, एंड दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग. कुछ लोग होते हैं जो उसको और ज़्यादा आउटलास्ट करने की कोशिश करते हैं. लेकिन ओके, आई मे बी रॉन्ग, प्लीज़ करेक्ट मी. वैल्यूज आर वैल्यूज. ओके, विजन के लिए क्या करें? वो कौन सा आई ड्रॉप सबके आंखों में डाल दे कि विजन सबका एक जैसा हो जाए?
Well, before aligning towards the vision, you have to first create the vision.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Let me tell you a story.
Please. I'm fond of.
So, a man was walking down the street, and it was a village of stone cutters. Lots of people were cutting stones. On the roadside, there are people sitting and cutting stones. So this man goes to one of them and says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm cutting stones." So the man says, "Why?" He says, "Well, this is my job. If I cut so many stones in a day, and if my wife collects so much firewood, we can earn about 150 rupees a day. And in that 150 rupees a day, we can manage our home, khana, pina, bachon ka, whatever it is. This is my job. I have to put food on the table. This is what I'm doing."
Right.
Okay.
And he's right.
He's right.
Yes.
He walks further, he meets another stone cutter. Okay. And he says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I come from a stone cutter's family. My grandfather was a stone cutter, a famous stone cutter. My father was a stone cutter. I'm a stone cutter. I'm good at what I do. I'm even training my son to be a stone cutter. It's in my family's heritage and legacy, right? That we are going to be stone cutters. This is all we know how to do. That's why I'm cutting stones. Great.
Yep.
Also true.
Yes.
Also relevant.
Yes, yes.
So finally he goes to a third person. And he says to the third person, what are you doing? Why are you cutting stones? He said, I'm not cutting stones. I'm building a cathedral.
Wow. That's awesome.
Now just think about these three people. They are doing the same thing.
Same job. Correct.
Right?
Yes.
But look at their different motivations. One person is doing it because he needs it for his survival and sustenance. The other person is doing it because he wants to carry on his family legacy.
Right.
But the third person is doing it because he has a dream. He has in his mind, he has seen the cathedral. And he knows that the stone that I am cutting is going to contribute to the building of this great cathedral.
Awesome.
Which of these three people do you think has a clear vision?
Absolutely the third one.
Right?
Or rather, he's only person who's having vision.
Right? So now the question is, you take
Eyedrop
this.
mil gaya.
Now you take the lesson for startups.
Right.
Right? My simple question to every startup, to every entrepreneur is, what is the cathedral you are trying to build?
Great.
And if you have a sense of that cathedral, now you can put that eye drop. You can infect somebody and say, look, this is the cathedral I have in mind. It's going to be bigger, taller, more beautiful, more this, more that. So if everybody can see that cathedral in their mind's eye clearly, then they know, I may be a peon in the office. I may only be cleaning up the office. Or I may be the CFO of the company. But all of us are trying to build the same cathedral.
Absolutely. It's wow. It's fantastic actually.
Right? So this is the key question about vision.
Right.
That now the founder may have a cathedral in his mind, but his core team may have a slightly different cathedral in their mind. Now they have to come together and they have to bring their values together and they have to be all clear that, oh, that's the cathedral that I'm trying to build, that we are trying to build together. Then when a new person joins the company, that person has to come on board and they has to be told that, listen, you're not here to cut stones. You're not here to carry on your family's legacy. You're here to build this cathedral. We are all going to build this cathedral together.
Absolutely.
Now the energy of that person is released.
Yes.
This is vision.
Absolutely. Great. I think it's an insight. Thanks विजय, आपने बहुत खूबसूरती से एक बार फिर से ये बताया कि विजन जो है, जो कि एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है आजकल की, आई डोंट नो वेदर वी शुड कॉल इट इन जनरेशन, बिकॉज कई सारे स्टार्टअप्स में अगर आप देखेंगे ना तो लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल यू नो माय स्टार्टअप इटसेल्फ, यू नो आई एम द यंगेस्ट ऑफ द बोर्ड. सो एक कहीं ना कुछ एक जनरेशन गैप बोल लीजिए या एज गैप बोल लीजिए या of course, you know, maybe we all are having the similar values, that's why we are together, but एक पॉइंट के बाद ना कई सारी चीज़ें ऐसे होती हैं जहाँ पे डिफरेंसेस ऑफ ओपिनियन आने लगते हैं, बिकॉज यू नो यू कम फ्रॉम डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड्स एंड जो फाउंडर होते हैं या जो फाउंडिंग टीम होती है उनके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कि वो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स को या वो चैलेंजेस को जल्दी से जल्दी रिजॉल्व करें, नहीं तो फिर आगे कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो जाए. और ये बहुत सारी जगहों पे देखा गया है, बिकॉज आई सीन कंपनीज जहाँ पे पीपल हैव हायर्ड CEOs, दे हैव गिवन स्टेक्स टू देम एंड देन उनका जो सेपरेशन होता है बहुत कड़वा होता है, बहुत बेटर होता है. ऐसा क्यों होता है?
Well, first of all, let's recognize that generally speaking, India is a conflict-averse culture.
Okay.
Right? We don't like conflict.
Correct.
And because we don't like conflict, what we tend to do is that we tend to do ji haan when we don't really agree to things.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, boss.
And yes, boss, ji huzur, etc. And it reaches a point when the conflict becomes so great that now it has festered. Right? Now there is no way of now there is no way of dealing with this conflict unless you create something dramatic or some kind of separation. So, right. I think for me, whether it's a large organization or it's a startup, conflict is good.
Okay.
Okay. Why is conflict good? Conflict is good because we are trying to create something new. When we are trying to create something new, nobody has a full picture of what is to be done. Everybody has a small part of the reality, right?
Okay.
You may have your part of the reality, I have my part of the reality, somebody else has their part of the reality, right? Now, actually, the job of the leader is to be able to stitch all of this together, right? In a way that makes sense and in a way that everybody can buy into that idea, right? If the leader is not mature enough to be able to do that, then a difference of opinion becomes a conflict and it cancels the energy of the team.
Okay.
If the leader is able to see diversity and appreciate diversity and be open to diversity and has the maturity and the skill to stitch it together, the energy of the team is enhanced, magnified, released for the organization, right? So, according to me, from all that I have seen in India, around the world, conflict is good. But there are two kinds of conflict. There is conflict around ideas and issues, which is healthy.
Okay.
And then there is conflict around people and personalities, which is unhealthy.
Right? तो ऐसा ही है. Okay.
Okay. So now the task of the leader or the task of the founding team is to recognize and encourage conflict which is around ideas and issues, about the future, about what people are genuinely feeling about the decisions that are being taken, the pros and cons of those decisions. This must be encouraged because it's like जैसे कहते हैं ना, you take a matchstick. You can't light a matchstick unless there is friction.
Friction, correct. So friction is जरूरी.
Is required. Without the friction, there is no spark.
Right.
But if you light the fire and put all the matches on fire, everything is going to burn down.
Correct.
So how do you harness tension, friction, conflict so that it is ideas based, ideological rather than personal? So when you see that there have been, आपने जैसे कहा कि there have been kadwa situations, that is because the conflict has become personal. That ego has gotten into the act. Right? Now when you are dealing with very senior people, जैसे आपने कहा, CEO has been brought in, he has been given a stake in the company. The board that brought him in has an ego. The CEO has an ego. The stakeholders surrounding them, whether it's the banks, the financiers, the partners, all have egos, right? So what has happened is that the attention has been taken away from the issue or from the strategy or from the decisions that need to get taken, and the attention has now gotten focused on people and egos.
Okay.
Now, a mature leader knows how to separate these two things and says, I want unfiltered, I want authentic, I want transparent friction around issues, but nothing personal. After the meeting is over, we should all be able to go out, put our hands on each other's back, enjoy each other's company, and come back tomorrow and argue again. No problem. Now, if we can create a culture of this kind, right? It's not easy to do. It's hard to do.
It's hard to do.
But at least if new startups, new entrepreneurs can keep this in mind, that conflict per se is not bad. So sometimes we jump into avoiding conflict or jump into resolving conflict when conflict may be necessary to generate some fantastic ideas.
Yep.
So controlled, just like they say, in a nuclear reactor.
Correct.
It's a controlled, it's a controlled harnessing of some very explosive energy. This is what leaders have to do.
Right. I think आपने जब भी ये बात बोली कि like conflict होता है तो उसके बाद फिर आपस में resolve करने के बाद like let's pat on the back and we are friends again. I remember like हमारे यहाँ Indian family, how nuclear families, sorry अभी nuclear हो गई है, but पहले पुराने ज़माने में तो combined family हुआ करती थी, joint family हुआ करती थी. एंड भाई बहनों में जब झगड़े होते थे ना तो बड़े प्यार से पहले तो लड़ते भी थे, उसके बाद फिर साथ में बैठ के एक थाली में खाना भी खाते थे. अच्छा, लेकिन दैट रिमाइंड्स मी एंड दैट टेक्स मी बैक इनटू माय यू नो चाइल्डहुड एंड जहाँ पे भाई बहनों में लड़ाई होती थी, बच्चों में लड़ाई होती थी, पेरेंट्स समझाते भी थे, लेकिन कुछ एक चीज़ें ऐसी होती थी जहाँ पे उठा के उनको डंडे से मारते भी थे.
Yes.
सो लाइक यू नो, सपोज किसी ने कोई गलत काम किया, किसी ने चोरी करी है, किसी ने झूठ बोला एंड दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग. सो इवन इन दिस वर्ल्ड वी सी दैट यहाँ पे जहाँ पे कन्फ्लिक्ट है जो कि नॉन पीपल एंड यू नो पीपल ओरिएंटेड हैं, वो अच्छे हैं. बट कहीं ना कहीं वुड यू वुड अग्री विद मी दैट वी हैव सम नॉन नेगोशिएबल्स इन द सिस्टम. लाइक आपने अगर ये करा है तो ये तो बर्दाश्त करेंगे ही नहीं. सो शुड वी हैव दैट कल्चर इन स्टार्टअप एनवायरनमेंट इटसेल्फ, और वी शुड वेट फॉर ग्रोइंग अप, जब भी हम बड़े हो जाएंगे देन वी विल हैव सो एंड सो पॉलिसीज एंड अदर थिंग्स. एंड ये जो प्रोसेस है इसके बारे में कुछ कहेंगे आप?
I go back to values, right?
Okay.
That all of us, every individual, every company, every team, we have some values which we won't compromise on, right? We are willing to, in some cases, give up our life for those values. But around those core values, there are other values which are situational, right?
Right.
That in this situation I might do this, but in that situation I might do that, and I don't feel as if I've compromised my values because my core values remain intact, right? So those core values of an organization are non-negotiable. There is no question about those values getting compromised from day one, because that sets the culture for the future, right? But most organizations, when they start up, they don't even think about values.
Then do.
Naturally, because you are trying to survive on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
Right? You are trying to somehow keep your nose above water. Right? But thinking about values is extremely important. And what are those non-negotiable values is important. And the truth is that in a healthy organization, again, I come back to the point about conflict, your values are tested on a daily basis. And it's good that they are tested on a daily basis. It makes them stronger. Right? Otherwise, as the values are just put up on the wall to say we believe in integrity, we believe in ethics, but on the ground we do whatever we want.
Gandhi ji ki photo laga ke niche, table ke niche.
Right? So this is not non-compromising values. Right? So I would go back to the issue of saying that outside of our vision, the direction in which we are going, the cathedral we want to build, and outside of those core values that we have said, we will not compromise on this, everything else is open for interpretation, right? Now we have to learn how to draw this line, just as you said, that kisi ghar mein there are certain non-negotiable values, which everybody knows.
Right.
Other than that, there is a lot of freedom, there is a lot of flexibility, there is isko ye karne do, usko wo karne do, is fine. Right? An organization is no different.
It's like a big family.
It is like a big family.
अच्छा, जैसे अब now we are approaching towards the you know the end of the show. There are few things I would like to understand from you. अगर हम when I remember 10-15 years back when I was young, of course I'm still young. So startup was not a like it was nowhere heard kind of thing. बट धीरे धीरे फिर 10 सालों में पिछले 10-11 सालों में एक कूल वर्ड हो गया स्टार्टअप, देन एंटरप्रेन्योर एंड दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग. इट बिकेम अ फैशन, सबको स्टार्टअप करना है. एंड ये कुछ ऐसा इसका फीवर चढ़ा कि फिर एक बहुत बड़ा सा बबल हो गया, जो कि बबल फटा भी. उसका एक बहुत अच्छा एक एग्जांपल है जो भी कुछ दिन पहले मैंने एक वाइल रिसर्चिंग आई केम टू नो दैट इन 2017 इटसेल्फ 17 बड़ी कंपनीज जो अच्छी खासी जो फंडेड कंपनीज थी, स्टार्टअप्स, दे बस्टेड और rather they shut down properly. So what is the implication, कहाँ जा रहे हैं हम? Are we going on the right track? Or how do you take, because आपने बोलते हैं आपने दुनिया देखी है, What is your take on that? And how do you find that? Is this only Indian phenomena? Global level पे भी ऐसा है, या इससे हमें हमें कुछ सीख लेनी है, या क्या कैसा है? I mean, how do you kind of predict it?
Yeah, so first of all, if you just look at a historical trend, right? We were a colony. We didn't have any independent thinking of our own. After independence, we made a conscious decision to be more socialist and more public sector oriented, right? So therefore, the attractive jobs in my parents' generation, your parents' generation, was to
Social
join
service.
was to join a public sector
Public
company,
Yes.
railways, LIC,
Yes.
things like that. Right. As time changed, we began to realize that there are certain disadvantages to that kind of work, because individual ideas, individual dreams, individual aspirations don't get fulfilled in that environment.
Agree.
Right?
Yes.
So slowly, as we started to see the rest of the world also socialism was not doing so well, we started to adopt a more capitalistic approach.
Okay.
Which means that capitalism places the individual at the center, not the system at the center.
Yes.
And the individual now can create a system around him or her. And that individual now has capital, land, resources, people available to be able to shape his world the way he wants to shape it. This is what has led to what we call entrepreneurialism or startups or whatever it is, right? Now the question is this, that as with everything else, there are pros and cons. In the old system, you may not have had the freedom and the independence, but you had security.
Yes.
Right?
घर आ जाएगा.
And nobody will kick me out of my job.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Government की नौकरी है, I am safe.
My father was, after my life, joined railways.
There you go. Right? Back to values. What is the value? Security. Lifelong security. Whereas the value here is independence, freedom, the ability to take risks, the ability to create my future, the ability to compete, all of these, right? So, in my view, the sweet spot lies somewhere in between. So, I believe actually that this pendulum will keep swinging from one to the other. Security of a pakka job with a multinational versus setting up on my own, then go back to another job, then come back and set up on my own. So my feeling is, why can't we have large organizations which have an entrepreneurial culture?
Awesome. There are companies, those like Google, they promote it, yes.
And why can't we have entrepreneurships which have a professional culture?
Awesome.
Right?
Yes.
So why should we have to choose? Why do I have to say that I have to give up my independence and my freedom in order to be in a secure organization, in a secure job? So if I give my personal example, right? I worked in the same company for 22 years.
Right.
Okay. It's a big multinational company. Yeah. But it's a company whose culture allows individuals to take initiatives. It allows individuals to do different things. Every 2 years, every 3 years, my job used to change. My location used to change. My responsibility used to change. My job used to change. I never felt like leaving the company.
Right.
So here is an example of a big professionally managed MNC organization which allows people within their system to be entrepreneurs to an extent. Right? In the same way, why can't we have startups which are saying, let's have a professional working arrangement? So I think that until we come to that sweet spot, we are going to swing from one to the other. And to me, that swing is not very healthy.
बीच का किधर भी, it's not healthy. Either it has to be this, ये पार या वो पार. Great. I think आपने बहुत insight दिया है, and I'm sure कि हमारे जितने भी audiences हैं उनको बहुत सारी सीख मिलेगी इन सारी चीज़ों से, और एक प्रेरणा मिलेगी कि कैसे एक बड़ा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बिल्ड कर सकते हैं राइट फ्रॉम द स्क्रैच. अभी एक आपका थोड़ा सा समय और मैं लूँगा, और एक आखिरी सवाल आपसे ये है कि जब हम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाते हैं, एक्चुअली हम लोग जब कॉर्पोरेट करियर छोड़ते हैं तो, और अदर मेरा एक फ्रेंड है वो हमेशा बोला करता था कि हम लोग जॉब करते हैं अपने लिए लेकिन बिजनेस करते हैं जनरेशन्स के लिए। सो अब वो बिजनेस तो लोग करते हैं जनरेशन्स के लिए, बहुत सारे लोग पास ऑन भी करते हैं, बट हाउ डू वी मेक श्योर कि वो एक हम अपनी जनरेशन को एक बड़ा एम्पायर या बड़ा एक बिजनेस उनको हैंड ओवर करें, और सिर्फ इतना ही नहीं, हमारी जनरेशन भी उसको हैंडल करने के लिए कैपेबल हो। लाइक हमने बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स ऐसे देखे हैं, जो कुछ एक कंपनीज हैं जो 2 या 3 जनरेशन के बाद सस्टेन नहीं कर पाई, कुछ एक कंपनीज है जो 4-4, 5-5 जनरेशन से सस्टेन करती चली आ रही हैं। सो आप कुछ हमें राय देना चाहेंगे इसके बारे में कि आज से हम वो नींव कैसी रखें जिससे हमारी आने वाली जनरेशन जो है उन चीज़ों को अडॉप्ट कर सके, उसको एक नई हाइट तक लेके जा सके।
It's a good question. First of all, my personal belief is that we should not be looking at organizations or institutions as something that we are handing over to our children or our grandchildren.
Okay.
I don't think we should be looking at it like that.
Uh-huh.
My view is that we should be thinking about organizations and institutions being handed down to other people, not necessarily our children and grandchildren. In other words, the organization must outlast me, but I don't think we should be attached to that my son should take it over or my daughter should take it over and things like that. Because what you might be doing in that case is that on one hand you may be neglecting the dreams and aspirations of your son and daughter. They may want nothing to do with your business.
Yep.
Right? On the other hand, they may be inappropriate for the kind of business that you have.
That's also true.
Right?
Yes.
So therefore, they can continue to be promoters of the business. But actually, for a business to last for many generations, the faster you professionalize the management, the better are your chances that your business will sustain over many generations.
Great.
Right? So that's my first point.
Yep.
The second point is that let's suppose you want to think carefully, is my son capable of running this business? Or is that person who's from outside, is he better qualified to run the business? What will you look for? Right? How will you know?
Yeah.
So the way I have done it and the way I have advised many of my clients to do it is to really look at 2 qualities. The first quality, 3 qualities. The first quality is character. Right? Do they have the character to be long-term leaders of an organization? So we are back to values.
Right.
We are back to vision. We are back to how will they deal with adversity? How will they deal with ethical challenges that come their way? Right? So character is one part. The second is caliber. Caliber means their competence, their ability to actually do what is required. Right? That's the second part. And the third part is this, that many entrepreneurs, many startups tell me, yaar, I want to do a startup because you know what, I don't want to work for any boss. I want to be my own boss. Okay?
Right.
This is a fallacy.
Okay.
Even entrepreneurs have a boss. And the entrepreneur's boss is the consumer.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? So if you keep this in mind, does the person have the character for leadership? Does the person have the caliber for leadership? And does the person have a consumer orientation? That soil. Right? To be understanding कि यार ये soil में क्या फर्क, what is changing in this soil? If you can find somebody who has these 3 qualities, then whether he is your son or daughter or whether he is from somewhere else, it doesn't matter. That person is likely to take your organization into the future. Right? So my feeling is it's the qualities that should determine the next generation of leadership rather than the...
Right. Cool. And anyways, on a lighter note, if anybody married who's thinking that he's getting into entrepreneurship and having no boss, gala to bhai. And cool. I think it had been very, very informative and lively session with you, Vijay. I'm grateful to have you over here. एंड दोस्तों, मैं आपको एक और ख़ास बात विजय के बारे में बताना चाहूँगा। जैसा कि विजय ने बताया कि ये कैंसर, आई वुड नॉट से सर्वाइवर, बिकॉज ये मैंने इनसे ही सीखा है। ही इज़ अ थ्राइवर एक्चुअली। ही बाउंस बैक टू लाइफ लाइक एनीथिंग। एंड बिलीव मी, इफ़ यू रियली वांट टू एक्सपीरियंस इट, गो ऑन अमेजोन, बाय हिज बुक माई कैंसर इज़ मी। बिकॉज ये मैंने विजय से जाना है बहुत क्लोजली। कैंसर जिसका नाम सुन के ही रूह कांप जाती है लोगों की, लेकिन इनका कहना है ये है, और मैं अब कन्विंस हो गया हूँ इससे, कि आपका जो नेगेटिव पॉइंट होता है या कोई भी चीज़ जो आपको नीचे गिराती है, वही चीज़ आपको ऊपर भी लेके जाती है। ये बिल्कुल एक सीढ़ी की तरह है। आप पे डिपेंड करता है कि आप ऊपर जाना चाहते हो या नीचे आना चाहते हो। प्लीज़ बाय माई कैंसर इज़ मी एंड रीड एंड कमेंट अबाउट इट।
So, thank you so much, Vivek. Yes, my cancer journey has been a very important journey for me. It has also tested my character and my caliber as well.
Yeah.
To all the viewers, I would like to say that I really believe that EVA TV is doing a wonderful job of bringing these insights to you to help you in your journey. So please like, please share, and please subscribe to EVA TV. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.